It has been nothing short of a crazy 24-hour period for the United States when it comes to severe weather. The South once again getting absolutely pummeled by tornadoes, straight-line winds, flash flooding, and some of the heaviest lightning you'll ever see. And at the same time, up to the north, one of the biggest snowstorms you'll ever see in the month of April. Montana, North Dakota, Colorado, Wyoming, recording some insane snow totals. Not to mention the Northeast finding itself with the warmest temperatures we've seen all year long. And finally, with just 48 days to go until the beginning of the 2022 Atlantic hurricane season, we are already seeing precursors with this bipolar weather and even the possibility of a tropical storm forming by the end of this week. My friends, we're going to take a look at all this information. We're going to break it all down right here, right now. Let's go. Alright, my friends, welcome back. April 14th, 2022. And all you gotta do is look at this article title to understand the situation we're in, specifically in the north central part of the United States and parts of Canada, let's not forget. Montana and North Dakota are hit by a one-in-a-century blizzard that has already dumped 47 inches of snow. And this is no joke right here. 20-foot tall snow drifts will bury homes. Take a look at these snow totals. Pony, Montana, 47 inches of snow. Helena, Montana, 36. That is absolutely crazy. Nearly 4 feet of snow falling in Montana alone. And then, of course, as we move into North Dakota, as that storm moved west to east, we were getting a good average of 1.5 feet of snow. And I know I mentioned the last 24 hours, even though this storm began back on Monday. You could see parts of Colorado, Wyoming, Idaho, and then up to the north, we got Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, stretching all the way through now to Minnesota, and huge portions of Canada were also completely slammed with Winter Storm Silas. That is the name of this winter storm, letter S, which is quite interesting because we're going to be talking about hurricane season as well. So take a look at this. We're stretching back all the way to April 13th. Earlier yesterday, we could see the setup for this storm was already there. If you look closely, you could see our jet stream beginning to dip down to the west and then shooting straight up through the center of the country. And as we move forward, you're going to notice that dip was really beginning to roll down into the southwest of the United States and into Mexico and Texas. So we'll continue moving here. And that is an important thing to understand because our jet stream created this line where on this side we had a bunch of warm air, which is why the Northeast is having almost summer temperatures right now. And then inside this line was a lot of cool air because of the dip itself, allowing the cold Arctic air to bleed through Canada down into the United States. So it really was the tale of two halves going into this storm system. And now as we continue moving, I pointed out this very drastic straight line that came all the way down the center of the country and kind of buckled to the west here into Texas. Now this is important to look at because this was that cutoff of cold and warm air. You could see it as if someone drew a line straight through the country and then cut down through Texas itself. So you got to understand on this side right here, we're getting the Gulf flow, warm air being pulled up through the United States. That is why we had the severe storms going on through Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas. All saw very severe weather, a crazy lightning storm. I'm going to show you a graph on that as well. But what this is doing is showing us how the west side of the country, which was inside the big dip of the jet stream here, allowing these northern states like Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota to be stuck in this cyclone-like movement. And you could see it there. It's kind of just sitting over North Dakota, South Dakota. And this thing is not over yet. Look at that spin going on up there. Once we get to the end of the frames here, this is current time. We have some severe weather going through the panhandle of Florida and in the Gulf a little bit here. That's going to cross over Florida itself. We still have the warm air being pulled all the way up to the northeast, which is going to see its own severe weather later on today and tomorrow. As we can see, the jet stream line is now way over here to the east beyond the Great Lakes, which is going to start putting these areas, this part of Ontario up here. The Ohio River Valley is now going to be on the wrong side of that cold jet stream dip, allowing this vortex right here, or this cyclone-looking storm right here. Take a look at this as I go back and forth. You can see it almost looks like a land hurricane. That's exactly what's bringing down this cold air mixed with moisture, and you have a blizzard situation. As the day goes on, I'll give you updates in the community section of the YouTube channel so we can monitor the rest of this storm system as it crosses over the northeast. With that said, as many of you know, we are just 48 days away from the official start of the 2022 Atlantic hurricane season. That June 1st date is approaching very quickly, but as many of us know, we can see storms way earlier than June 1st. We've seen them in April, we've seen them in May, and we have a situation situation brewing right now as we talk, which may in fact be showing us the possibility of our first tropical storm. Now, I want to be clear, it's very hard to tell whether or not this low pressure system will be that first tropical storm, but the main idea here is to notice that the Atlantic Ocean is going through a change where we are now seeing the Bermuda Atlantic bubble kind of settling in, which is one of the first things we look for as the waters get warm and the conditions for hurricane season begin to settle in. Now, it's no secret that the 2020 and 2021 seasons were absolutely crazy when it comes to the amount of named storms we had. Now, very quickly, before we look at those storms, let's take a look at what's projected for this year. As you can see on the bottom of the chart, this year we are expected to have 19 named storms, 9 hurricanes, 4 of them being major hurricanes. Now, if you look just to the right of that, you can see last year was our 21 storms. We went through the entire list. We had 7 hurricanes, with 4 of them being major, putting both this year and last year well above the 30-year average, which is the farthest chart to the right. And of course, we have our set of 21 names we'll be using throughout this season. It's going to be interesting to see if we get through these 21 names. In my opinion, I definitely think we will. And that is based on a few different factors, the biggest being that we are once again in a La Nina, which means there will be minimal shear wind. Now, shear winds are those high-level winds that tend to break apart hurricanes as they're forming or when they're already formed moving towards the United States. But once again, the La Nina will make those minimal. All right, so without getting too far ahead of ourselves, let's just take a look at the last 2 years of landfalls in the United States alone, and you can clearly see that things are changing. We're getting a lot more landfalls, we're getting stronger storms on average, and I don't see that ending in 2022. Now, whether or not we do see a formation of one of these cyclones or tropical storms in the month of April or May, it doesn't change the fact that we have a peak hurricane season where we often see the strongest of our hurricanes. And you can see that chart now where we peak around September 10th, but leading up to that date and then going down the other side of that mountain are very critical times. All right, my friends, I didn't want to keep you here that long today. It is a beautiful day out in the Northeast. I know that's not the same for everyone in the country, but it is what it is. We will be back to talk about this weather situation, whether it's in the form of posts or other videos. But either way, I hope to see you there. I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch this video. Shout out to Canada. Questions or concerns, please leave down below, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye. Stop right there, my friends. If you have not already, click that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the bell icon. Click all, and you will get all notifications from this channel. And trust me, you won't be disappointed.